Welcome to the Cell Guru Show, and I'm holding a phone that is so super sleek that even I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not one of those fans of companies and brands that keep doing things like world this, world that. But when you go this thin, this sleek, and yet you don't compromise on any of the features, that's when things start to look very interesting. This is the Oppo F17 Pro, very, very thin body, 7mm something, 4 cameras on it, 30-watt VOOC fast charging, 6 cameras on it because it has 2 front cameras also, and yet it's super sleek and looks really, really good. And once again, we've got that thing that has really started off with all companies, no shiny stuff, nothing over the top, no bling. This one is not a fingerprint magnet, matte finish, very, very premium. So interesting phone. Then we'll move on to this, the Nokia 5.3. Now, at a price point of around 11 to 12,000 rupees, lots of expectations from this phone. We'll find out. Does it really come up to all of them? Does it have anything that it beats the competition with? Then we'll move on to a phone that always tends to beat the competition, and that is Techno. This is the Tecno Spark Go 2020. And Techno's found itself a place, I think they really want that space where whatever price point it is, we'll do something that nobody else does. And that really is making a big difference for this company. And let's start off with, of course, the news coming in from the world of mobiles. And the big news folding out is the Samsung Fold 2 folding into our lives. Yes, the launch recently happened.
The third time could be a charm for Samsung as it brings its third foldable smartphone, the Galaxy Z Fold 2. The folding smartphone arrived at the Galaxy Unpacked 2020 Part 2 virtual event. The smartphone features a bigger flexible display that folds into two. When unfolded, it features a 7.6-inch Full HD Plus display with a 120Hz refresh rate. And when folded, there's the 6.2-inch Super AMOLED Infinity Flex display. It also comes with ultra-thin glass protection. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 comes with triple rear cameras and offers a 10-megapixel selfie camera sensors on both the cover screen as well as on the main display. The Z Fold 2 is launched with the price tag of $1,999. However, its price in India and sale details are yet to be announced. In another addition to the Redmi 9 series in India that includes the Redmi 9 and the Redmi 9 Prime, Xiaomi has launched their entry-level smartphone, the Redmi 9A, in the country. The smartphone is priced at 6,799 rupees for the base variant and succeeds Redmi 8A that was launched in India last year. The Redmi 9A comes with a 6.53-inch touchscreen display, MediaTek Helios G25 chipset, and is powered by a 5000 mAh non-removable battery. This budget smartphone runs on Android 10 and supports proprietary fast charging. We will review the 9A soon on Cell Guru.
So we'll start off the show with our top story, the Oppo F17 Pro, a very, very sleek phone, and there's talk about the entire phone is flaunt it your way. And you can really flaunt this phone because it is this super sleek. And like I said right in the beginning, no real compromise on the phone. Good looking phone, very, very interesting material used at the back, very good screen, 6 cameras, flash VOOC fast charging, which also is 30 watts. The charger comes in the box. So all the things you want from a phone, they are really putting it in. And they had 2 really interesting personalities, Hardy Sandhu and Raftar, actually associated with the launch. Let's take a look at our review.
Looking for a smartphone that matches up to your glam quotient? The Oppo F17 Pro might be the one for you. Oppo's latest is being touted as the sleekest phone in the business, and with a thickness of just 7.5 mm, we are inclined to agree. But is the phone any good? Let's find out. There's no doubt that the F17 Pro is a great looking phone. While the slim profile is the real eye-catcher, the build, quality and design didn't leave us wanting either. The phone weighs just 164 grams, which makes it one of the lightest and most comfortable devices in the category. The rear gradient finish looks just as premium with the top-notch build quality. Over at the front is a 6.43-inch Super AMOLED display with a full HD resolution. Oppo has used an excellent panel here with natural-looking colors and brightness levels that go high enough for use even in direct sunlight. We noticed a wide camera cut out in the display, and that's because the phone has 2 selfie cameras in addition to the 4 camera sensors at the back of the phone. The rear camera setup includes a 48MP primary camera, 8MP ultra-wide, 2MP macro sensor and a 2MP depth sensor for better portrait mode. Meanwhile, the front has a 16MP selfie camera paired up with a 2MP depth sensor. Oppo has done a good job with the cameras here and the photos turn out great. There is a good amount of detail with accurate looking colors, low light imaging is just as good and images are generally low on noise. Meanwhile, the 8MP camera ultra-wide sensor can capture large groups easily, but the level of detail isn't too high. Unfortunately, we struggled with getting a decent photo with the macro camera. The front-facing camera excels at capturing selfies, though some users might find the face retouching a bit too aggressive. The secondary sensor at the front helps with taking even better portrait mode shots. Moving on to the performance, the phone is powered by MediaTek Helio P95 chipset coupled with 8GB of RAM and 128GB internal storage. The Color OS is very well tuned for the hardware and the phone flies. In our time with the phone, we noticed no lags or stutters and we could even manage a bit of gaming here. It's incredible to see how Oppo has managed to keep a large 4000 mAh battery in this form factor, but we're not complaining. The phone can comfortably last a full day of use with extra juice left over. When it comes time to charge up the phone, 30-watt fast charging comes in very handy and quickly tops off the 4000 mAh battery on the F17 Pro. The Cell Guru verdict? Overall, if aesthetics are a priority for you, you will like the Oppo F17 Pro. For the price of 22,990 rupees, Oppo has done a good job at balancing the spec sheet with design. Sure, you can get better specs for your money, but the device is meant for a fashion-forward audience and the Oppo F17 Pro delivers that in spades.
Nokia. Now, we know this is the favorite. I mean, in everybody, in every which way, this is a name that is familiar with you. Whether you're buying their phones or not, you know this, right? Well, Nokia comes up with another phone, and this is a pretty anticipated phone, the Nokia 5.3. 12,000 rupees is the starting base price. And what you get with that is a quad camera, pretty good-looking phone, fingerprint scanner at the back, a nice screen, but it is 720p, it's HD only. That, I think, is the part that is a little bit of a problem because now you have phones under 10,000 rupees that have full HD plus screen. So that could be a problem. Has a Snapdragon processor. Let's see what else does the Nokia 5.3 have.
Finally, HMD Nokia brings the 5.3 to the Indian market after showcasing it in March this year internationally. The phone that promises good Android One experience, 2-year updates, quad camera setup, can it fight and win against the super competitive brands like Xiaomi and Realme? Let's find out in our review. The 5.3 is simple. With plastic polycarbonate back and matte finish, it doesn't feel premium. The phone is comfortable to hold with rounded edges and it isn't super heavy or anything. There is a circular island hosting the quad camera on the back, and then there is the fingerprint scanner placed neatly below it. The fingerprint scanner works fast and there's Face Unlock 2 on board. There is a notification LED in the power button and there's a dedicated Google Assistant key, which we think are great additions to this mid-segment phone. It has a 6.55-inch HD Plus display with a dewdrop notch at the top. The screen isn't as vibrant as that of competition in this segment. We wish Nokia would have gone with at least a full HD panel. Performance-wise, Nokia 5.3 did not disappoint. It's powered by Snapdragon 665 chipset and comes in 4GB and 6GB RAM models. We got the 4GB model for review and it works fine in day-to-day use, but we don't suggest downloading super heavy games on it for long. There is 64GB internal storage which can be extended with an SD card. Talking about optics, there's a 13-megapixel primary shooter which is paired with a 5-megapixel ultra-wide camera. Additionally, there's a 2-megapixel macro sensor and another depth sensor. The phone clicks decent pictures in the daylight. The colors are good too and are closer to life. There is night mode in the camera app, but most of the times we got blurry pictures with this. The 5.3 comes with an 8-megapixel front camera which is good enough for selfies. What we liked in this phone is the near stock build of Android 10. The interface is clean with almost no bloatware, which makes us happy. As the 5.3 is part of the Android One initiative, Nokia is promising 2 years of major updates as well as security patches.
In this price segment, there are hardly any devices which are looking, at two Android operating system upgrades. And, Nokia devices would be one of the very, very few and also the fastest which are moving. So right now we are launching this with Android 10 with the promise to move to Android 11 and beyond. And in these times when security is very important, especially, with the underlying geopolitical situation, we offer 3 years of monthly security updates on the Nokia 5.3.
The phone comes with a 4000 mAh battery on board, which lasts us an entire day with heavy usage. Nokia has given only 10 watts charging with the 5.3, which is slightly disappointing. The 4GB model is priced at 13,999 rupees and the 6GB variant is priced at 15,499 rupees. The Cell Guru verdict: Nokia needed a game changer, but the 5.3 is not it. In this market segment, the competition is fierce and offers a lot more. We like that the Nokia 5.3 is simple, comes with decent optics and good UI experience, but do not expect a whole lot from it. This is a subtle phone but lacks the shine.
What do you get for 1 rupee? This used to be an old ad that used to play on TV, and a lot of people used to started using it as a takiya kalam. 1 rupee mein kya milta hai? 1 rupee mein kya milta hai? Let's change that today. 6,500, 6,500 रुपए में क्या मिलता है? According to Techno, बहुत कुछ मिलता है. This is their Tecno Spark Go 2020. और उन्होंने बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग स्ट्रैटेजी ली है, and that's why the company is becoming very successful and really making a name for itself under 10,000. So they are only playing under 10,000 rupees, which itself is a very interesting strategy. But what they're doing is they're taking price points 9,500, 8,500, 7,500, and this 6,500. So they go to that price category and they say, well, what does the rest of the competition have and what can we add that the competition doesn't have? And then they build their phones around it. Very interesting strategy, very successful strategy. Let's take a look at this phone.
The affordable smartphone segment just got a new competitor. Yes, you heard that right. Techno is back with an all-new smartphone that's going big on features. Today we'll be reviewing the Tecno Spark Go 2020, a budget phone that packs a punch. To start off, Techno has packed in a large 6.52-inch display with a dot notch on the Spark Go 2020. With a peak brightness level of 480 nits, it's very easily viewable even outdoors, and the colors look vibrant. Watching HD content is a great experience. Elsewhere, the phone feels pretty good in the hand and the glossy colors look visually appealing, though you might want to use a case to prevent scratches or scuffs. You will find a fingerprint scanner at the back, and yes, the phone supports even face unlock to quickly get into your phone. Talking about the cameras, the Tecno Spark Go 2020 sports a 13-megapixel shooter with AI scene recognition at the back and an 8-megapixel front-facing camera. And if you like shooting a lot of selfies in dimly lit areas, you'll love the selfie flash feature included here. Photos from the rear camera look good, especially for a phone at this price point. There is a focus on vibrant colors. However, low light imaging isn't particularly great. Powered by Android 10 Go edition running on a Helio A20 chipset and 2GB of RAM, the performance here is satisfactory and just about enough if your use case involves calling and social media use. Gamers should, however, look elsewhere. Meanwhile, there's 32GB of storage to store all your media files, and you can, of course, expand that further. We were particularly impressed by the battery life on the phone. The 5000 mAh battery easily lasts 2 full days of use. Priced at 6,499 rupees, the Tecno Spark Go 2020 is bringing the heat as far as the specs go. The phone exceeds the competition on the spec sheet and user experience also matches up, making the phone a winner.
Let's take a quick break right now on the Cell Guru Show, and we come back a whole lot more. Now, I spoke about this very interesting strategy, so we decided to speak to the CEO of the company, Arijit Talapatra, to find out exactly what they are doing. I mean, they are doing pretty sensational stuff. So, Arijit, thank you for joining us on the show.
Great to be in your show, Rajiv. Thanks so much.
So, Arijit, my first question is this segment first. I spoke about this entire strategy to my audience also. This segment first strategy that you do things, you come into a particular price category and you say, well, we'll give you something no one else is. How are you doing this and how well is it doing?
We are all getting used to the new normal. And the new normal for a tier 1 or a metro city, it's still okay. But for greater Bharat, the tier 2 and the below towns, they need to be equipped with digital access. They need to have a greater, they need to be getting better smartphones, because all their activities, whether their financial transactions, their work, the children education, getting connected with people, everything is through smartphone. And what Techno is providing them with a value for money, democratizing them with best features at a very affordable price.
So you've come up with this new strategy, and of course things changed, the pandemic came in. So how's the actual response been to Techno products in the last 3 or 4 months?
Techno devices, you will be happy to know, are really doing extremely well. I again go back to a very simple thing. We want to understand what the customer needs. And customer for a tier 1 metro and the aspirational greater Bharat is not the same. The customer requirements are the same, but the avenues are not the same. Mm-hmm. So in Great Bharat, as we say, we do a lot of understanding and try to understand what is that they need. And once we go back to the drawing board and we see how we can serve them, we need to give them the best quality, all the features that they need, and at a very affordable price. Then till the last mile, you need to have your service network. So we have worked and revamped our entire service network, because in today's scenario, you cannot have a smartphone not working even for a few hours. It's very difficult. We are setting up our entire supply chain ecosystem, so that once we know what the customer wants, we can quickly work on the supply ecosystem chain through give the customer make in India, amazing phone, big display, big battery, amazing camera, low light camera, everything that they need at the entry level or the mid segment. For us, less than 10K, we want to be extremely aggressive and give superb experience to the consumers. That is what Techno is all about.
So Arijit, there must have been a lot more learning from the pandemic, right? I mean, the way we use our phones now, way everybody uses their phones now has dramatically changed. I mean, people will now demand different things, much better battery life, much bigger screen, much better video camera in the front, all of these things. So what have you learned?
Absolutely. As I said, the Tecno Spark 2020 that we are going to launch, it has a 5000 mAh battery, AI-powered dual camera, a big 6.52 dot-notch display, and fingerprint sensor for security. And the entire quality of the phone, the make of the phone at a price of sub 7K is segment first.
So Arijit, you know, this is a great platform for you to talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing from here on. I mean, obviously this is exciting that you're bringing in phones at price categories where the competition has nothing close to your features. But can you tell me a little bit about what you're going to do in the future?
See, for us, we will continue to focus in the sub 10K segment. We have different models, like we have Spark, we have Camon, we have Phantom, we have different series. But for us, our core focus in India remains with Spark and Camon. And with that, our focus will remain in Greater Bharat. We are serving everywhere, and we will be giving them extremely good products, and most of the products will be first in the segment. So we will be continue to dominate the entry level and the mid level segment with the Techno products.
So Arijit, one of the things that you've also changed is that you started off as an offline only brand, and now you're playing offline and online. How are you going to carry on doing this thing? Are you going to change your path again?
See, Techno has a very simple strategy. We started with offline because that time India primarily the entire market was offline. Online has increased and started doing well for the last 3 years, especially in the crisis time today. We have to ensure that we reach the consumers. So we are reaching the consumers with different ways. We are going online because the customer is going online. So it is not the Techno is going online, customer is getting online, so we follow the consumer.
Thank you, Arijit. Thank you so much for talking with us. It's been absolutely fantastic. And I hope you keep taking out phones like this. It really, really makes the customer very, very happy. Thank you for speaking with Cell Guru.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. Thank you. Pleasure.
That then was the Cell Guru show for this week. And I have to say, the incredible response to the Qualcomm segment is absolutely and totally breathtaking. Very, very inspiring for us. So do remember, it's up next week. I'll see you on that show.